Hi, I'm Mandy, and today I am going to give you 10 Christmas or winter holiday gift ideas for the van lifer or the outdoorsy person in your life. I spent all of last winter in my fully electric Ford E-Transit cargo van camper. That is Sheila behind me, and I have learned, kind of trial and error, a couple ways to try to make the cold a little less miserable. So these are all things that I have researched and purchased completely on my own, and that I've used all year round, because summer even has some really cold days. So these are my recommendations, where if anyone got me like any of these 10 things, I would love it. I would be so appreciative. I would think it was the best gift ever. These are gonna go in order of least expensive to most expensive. So they'll hopefully be something for everyone on every budget. And the first 7 require no electricity, and the last few ones do require electricity, and electricity in the winter is very important. So probably the last few are going to be like the bigger, better ones. But here we go. Number 1, for under $20, you can get an entire box of disposable heating pads. I have some that have a sticker on the back, which is great because you can stick it to your base layer and then put your other layers on top, and it keeps everything nice and toasty. And then there are ones that you just drop into clothing. These are for the hands, and this is for the body. They make ones that go in your shoes and in your pockets and all sorts, but disposable heating pads are the best. Oh, it's so cold. I'm so ready for some sunshine. And I took these on my Everest Base Camp truck, and I have taken them on every camping trip. I have boxes. Sorry, it's a little loud right now. I have boxes of them in my adventure vehicle, and I use them frequently, and every time I travel, I tuck a couple into my suitcase because you never know. The second one is like the greatest thing that has ever happened to mankind, which is a dual fuel camping stove. I have a gas one brand. I love it so much. It is the only camping stove I've ever tried, but the option to use butane or propane is fantastic, and having a nice warm cup of hot chocolate or a nice hot bowl of soup, anything warm on a very, oh god, wind is chilly, on a very cold day, it just makes life a little bit more pleasant. My favorite breakfast. One that has a case, a carrying case to keep all the parts together, is great. I do recommend one that has a case over one that does not have a case. And can you believe it? Like, this is only $20. $20! And it makes a world of difference. Like, I went a couple months in the cold without this, and then when I started using it, I was just a much happier person. So these are great. I don't have any butane fuel to show you because I prefer them over the propane, just because it's a lot easier to connect. You just pop it in and turn it on. And the propane requires using an additional attachment. So I have several canisters of propane, and it takes forever to use these. They do last a while if you're a little bit careful, like you just heat things to the minimum that they need to be heated, or if you're boiling water, boil it and then turn it off and then put a lid on it. But here is the propane, and both canisters are 16 ounces, whether you get the propane or the butane. And I'm a firm believer of giving gifts that someone can use immediately. So if you get the stove, I do recommend getting at least one canister of fuel for your gift recipient so that they can connect it and try it right away, and maybe even one of each types of fuel so that they can try both and see which one they prefer. The canisters of fuel are under $3. They're between $2 and $3, so it's a really cheap investment for a fabulous gift. Okay, number 3 is going to be the exterior window cover. To be honest, I've only tried this in the summer because I was struggling in the summer. Like, it was over 100 degrees inside the adventure vehicle. So I bought the internal window covers and the external one. But as it is just starting to get cold, and because I just got a new house, I'm getting ready to empty out the adventure vehicle and not use her for traveling purposes. Like, it's still my main vehicle, so I will need it, but I don't plan to travel and use it as a camper because I am dying just sitting here on my porch, like no thank you. And she poses some challenges just because she's fully electric, so I don't have the option of using the same like diesel heaters and things that other like gas run vehicles with an engine. Like, I've got no engine, so none of that is an option for me. I still think this is a great idea, and I have watched videos of where people do use it in the winter. Anything to keep the wind off of the window, because glass is like an R value of like 1. So if you put an exterior window cover on the outside of your vehicle or camper or RV, it's going to help just insulate the window from the outside. And these things are amazing, and it's like $35. Here is mine. It's all folded up because I hope that I won't really need to use it until next summer. But it has a very soft, like velvety underside, so that it does not harm the window. Like, it's very gentle, and the vehicle itself, where it wraps around, there is nothing that is going to scratch or harm it, and it just covers the entire window. And these things are amazing, and like many of the gifts, this is great in the summer and in the winter. And again, $35. The next item is going to be wool seat covers. Any kind of seat cover that is like plush and cushiony, because vinyl seats get super cold in the winter. Like, you sit on it and it just feels like you're sitting on a block of ice. And in the summer, like I don't know about anyone else, but it makes my thighs like very sweaty, and it's just uncomfortable to sit on. And then you get up and like your shorts are all wet, and like it's like a whole big thing. So I have these like natural sheepskin, and it's about $70 for one seat for the top, bottom, and a pillow. And you just tuck them down into the seat, and then the little hooks like stick into the back of the seat to keep them from sliding out. And then you've got little ties on the top, so a top and a bottom. It is a little pricey, but they are completely natural, and I love these again because like they keep you so snugly warm in the winter, and in the summer I don't know, it just blows my mind how something can keep you both super warm and super cool. But this is just a great year-round present, and it is $70 for one seat, and I do have a set on both seats because my passenger seat is flipped backwards and it operates as my desk. The last one on the non-electric list is going to be thermal or blackout window coverings, and these are pretty pricey. They're pretty pricey. And I bought one of the lesser expensive ones, but there is a set that comes, that is made for your specific vehicle to cover the side windows. And then there is a separate one that covers the front window. And then if you have side windows and back windows, there's something for all the different windows, like made specific for that window size. Unfortunately, I only have my main front windshield and then the two like driver and passenger windows, and that was all I could find. I couldn't find anything that was brand new that had more windows, and I was a little bummed about that. So here is the one for the main, for the front window, and then they just Velcro shut. And I personally hate Velcro because it's like every time I'm wearing like an expensive sweater, the Velcro, that's when the Velcro wants to get stuck to my clothes, and then you have to like carefully try to remove it without ripping your sweater apart. But if I remember correctly, I want to say it's about $125 like per window or per window pair. So the side windows were about $125, and I think the main front window was about $125. So it's a big investment, but these are non-negotiable. Like being able to like help insulate the windows in the cold, and I mean, it's more than privacy. Like the privacy is nice, especially if you're going to be sleeping in the vehicle, but just the warmth, and again to keep the wind and the leaks from coming in, these are like absolute must-have if you can afford them. These are amazing. Okay, so that is the first 7. I hope I didn't miss anything. The last couple ones require electricity, and I do have solar. I have 2 200-watt panels on my on my ceiling, but one of the panels was just bad right from the manufacturer. So at the start of next travel season, I will have to pull it off and replace it. So with 200 watts, and as you can see, not a lot of sunshine, I don't rely on the solar too much. So a source of electricity in the winter is also non-negotiable. So if you're a van lifer or your adventure winter traveler has a source of electricity, this is where I would start with their gifts. The first is going to be a dual-sided hand warmer. These are so amazing. When my hands are cold, I cannot sleep. I cannot eat. Like I don't want to do anything besides just go inside and sit by a fire and like just, that's it. Like I'm done. Especially when I was learning to like sleep in my adventure vehicle on cold nights, like really cold with no heat in there. If I turned on this and just held it between my hands, I could fall right to sleep. And I was then able to do things like use my fingers to type on the computer and my phone, and like it just, these are amazing. And you could also slip them into your pocket. Sometimes I'll tuck them into the rim of my pants to help like keep my like core nice and warm. I've had this one for a couple of years, and it is a very slow charge, and once it dies, like you won't be able to use it. You'll have to charge it like half the day to be able to have it again for the next night. So there might be something that like out in the market now that charges a little faster, but these are about $20. They'll do both your hands at the same time, and these are really nice, especially for anyone like me that is like extra sensitive to the cold. Like 50 degrees feels like 100 degrees below zero. These are amazing. Like if your hands are warm, like no matter what your body's doing, at least for me, like I'm okay. Like I'm going to survive, and I'm gonna do it with a smile if my hands are warm. So these are really great. The next item is a heating pad for the seat. Like even if you have the seat covers, if you have like a down jacket on, like this one is down, once you sit on it, you can press off it down and there's nothing like keeping your bottom warm. And my bottom is like my hands, where like if it is warm, it doesn't really matter what the rest of my body is doing or feeling, like I'm good. So a heating pad like this one is great to just sit on top of your seat covers, and then it has a USB cord and multiple heat settings and a timer so that you can have it running the entire duration of your drive. Or for me, I like to sit this on my office chair at my desk, and then while I'm working I can stay nice and warm. This one is actually for a pet because I was having a hard time finding something like the exact dimensions that I needed, and this one just happened to be the perfect size, and also very low wattage. So wattage is a very big concern because you'll have to be considerate about how much electricity you're using at any one time, and if you use like a normal big indoor household heating pad, you're going to burn through electricity really fast. So anything with a USB is going to, like, you know, it's low wattage just because it has a smaller plug. So these are great, and these are about $20. About $20. The next item is going to be the electric throw blanket, and I will not go to sleep in the winter, or if it's below like 60 degrees, I absolutely will not go to sleep without my electric throw. This has a cigarette lighter. I've never been able to find a USB one. I think it just requires too much heat, but this is great because it does not use as many watts as like a normal 110 volt like 2-prong or 3-prong outlet. It has heat adjustments and a timer. The longest time it will do though is 2 hours. So that is a challenge for me because sometimes the second the heat turns off, I wake up. And so like every 2 hours I just reach over and I restart this. Unless I spend several hours in bed before I fall asleep and I'm super toasty before I sleep, and then like because I've naturally heated the bed and the blankets with my body warmth, then I will be fine. But this does have that limitation, but it still beats nothing, and I love this thing. It has 3 heat adjustments: high, medium, and low. I turn it on for the max 2 hours and on high heat, and I can get pretty comfortable between this and the hand warmer. I generally am okay. Like I still have like 15 layers of body clothes on, but I feel great like with this heated throw. And on my bed, like this might be different if your van lifer has a larger size bed, but I have just like a camping cot size bed and I love it. For me, it feels perfect, and all I can get on there like bedding size for a heated blanket is just going to be a throw. Anything larger and it would be too big, it would hang off the side, it would fall, and because you want to keep this on your body, a throw size is perfect for me and my bed. But I love this thing, and it's about $25 for this. Okay, the very last gift, and I would say the number one best gift. Like if you really want to wow someone, this would be the gift to give them if they don't already have this. That is a portable power station. This is like, yeah, it's my number one thing. Like, do it, like give this gift. Like if someone doesn't have it, this is the definite way to go. It almost pulled me off my chair. This is the portable power station that I love more than anything. It has like rapid charge technology, so you can charge this entire thing in like an hour and a half if it's completely dead. I love this one because it has like every outlet imaginable, plus the quick charge. So I generally just stop into a library when I'm there printing and doing whatever else I need to do, charging my laptop, and like I just take all my electronics and I just charge it. But this is how I like run my electric blanket for I'll get several nights out of it. I run my fridge on this. I'll recharge the hand warmer. I'll use it to do my seat warmer. Like all the electronics that I've like just suggested as a gift, like I run them all on this power station. And because I have a fridge, and this will run my fridge for 2 straight days if I don't plug anything else in, I have 2 so that I can use one for my like warming electronics and one dedicated to just my fridge. But these are great, and they are they're not expensive for what you get. Like this one was about $200, and I would have paid twice that, like for what you get. But the rapid charge technology is really important. Like I started out with a lower wattage model, and it took so long to charge that I went a couple days without being able to have anything electric. So when I discovered this, it made life it made life substantially better. But there are ones that you can get for about maybe $75 that have the slower charge technology, and then it's gonna be at least twice that to get something with the rapid charge. But I think personally that the rapid charge is the way to go. And this one was about $200. It has an app, and the app allows you to control it remotely if you want to do that. I don't really ever need to do that because it's usually sitting right next to me, and I just lean over and boop, 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 make all the adjustments that I need to. And yeah, this is my number one. I really hope this gift list suggestion is helpful. And happy holidays!